Hi guys, this is an update. You're getting to hear my voice for the very first time, so I hope it's vaguely enjoyable to you. What I want to say is I'm going to be doing two sister channels as an accompaniment to this channel. And what I wanted to explain is, I don't think I've ever really explained how I do my channel in terms of themes, because what I do is I have a theme which determines what I upload and when. So what I've been doing currently is I've been doing all the other 2D fighters, which aren't from SNK or Capcom, up until about the year 2000 or so. After I'm done with that, I'm going to be doing some hybrid fighting games, as well as basically some games that have hidden characters but aren't fighting games. I should say, if you have requests for arcade games that do have hidden characters or hidden bosses, but they aren't fighting games, do request them, and I will do them on this channel. When I actually get round to them, I don't know, because it'll probably be in the spaces in between when I do particular themes, or when I'm done with a certain theme of videos. So when I'm done with the other 3D fighting games I'm doing, I then have like a little stopgap, essentially, between the next series of videos I'd be doing, and instead I'd be doing some videos in regards to basically whatever else you want me to see. So like racing games or puzzle games or anything like that just have hidden characters. But I like to have those as kind of a stopgap. It's interesting to have those once in a while. I did it last time with a few wrestling games, that dodgeball game, of course, and I think it worked quite well. Now, of course, I don't do arcade fighting games all the time. You know, I've enjoyed console-only series before, but I've generally tried to keep away from doing console-only fighting games because most of them are really awful. I mean, absolutely terrible. And as a result of that, arcade fighting games are easier to cover, there's fewer of them, and I do want to have an end date for when I kind of finish this stuff. You know, it's still going to take ages, it's still going to be another couple of years until I'm done with this, but I do eventually want to be done with it. You know, it's a project, it's a hobby, and it is a lot of fun, but I still want to make sure that it's not going on forever. With that said, you know, I've had requests from users like Vice and PvP, Carl Ecoltz, I think I got a few from Karate Bugman, about games which, you know, I actually do really like, and I'd really like to cover, but I didn't because I was being very draconian with how I do my channel here. And, you know, I like that draconian structure. I think ultimately it means that the way videos are organized look really good, and it means as a result it becomes incredibly accessible for people to look up what it is they want to look up. I don't think I've ever really explained this, but the purpose of my channel is so people have footage that they can go to for these unplayable characters. Like, the reason I started it, I should probably explain this after 500 videos, shouldn't I? Was the fact that there were so many characters, bosses, hidden characters, etc., that I didn't know about in particular games, and it annoyed me that there wasn't footage of them on YouTube. It was really, really tedious. As a result, I thought it was a good idea to just kind of take that upon myself as such, and just be the one to do that, you know? Go through all these arcade fighting games, do videos for basically all these hidden characters, all these characters which haven't been covered before, as well as all the games that have been covered. So it basically means I could go through them all, but also fill in the gaps here and there when certain games hadn't been covered. That said, I don't want to get bogged down in console games, but I do enjoy making these videos. I mean, you'd hope as such, wouldn't you? But some games like Skullgirls or Smash Brothers or Injustice, those are really good games, and I still want to be able to do videos on them, but I don't want it to conflict with the theme and the structure that I have on this channel. And as a result, I've decided to do a request channel where I'll do console-only fighting games. How this works, I'm not really sure. I will, you know, I'll take the request. It'll take as long as it takes to get done, basically. I mean, some games are just very difficult to hack the bosses for. Like, the other week, I managed to hack Inferno in Soul Calibur 1 on MAME, and that took me about a year. Like, I could not work out the character values at all. It was so difficult, and there was no indication anywhere of how to do it. I'll eventually go into a video about how to do that. Basically, it means that it takes as long as it takes, but I will try to get it done. It probably won't be too difficult, but I'll try to cover the games as you want me to do them, essentially. So those will take as long as they take. You know, it shouldn't be too bad. I think it'll probably be quite bearable. But yeah, I mean, basically, if you give me a request, give me a request on this channel, on any of the other channels that I have. And yeah, I'll probably just upload them all in one day, get back to you when I can, and I'll send you the links as soon as they're uploaded and done. And yeah, that should work pretty well. But it also means that, you get to see a bit more here and there, because I like the structure of how this channel works, as I've said. I like the fact that I upload one video, and usually a series of videos, take a day or two break, and then go on to a next series, or go on to the next theme or whatever I'm working on. The second channel that I'm doing is a tutorials channel, which is, let's face it, long overdue. And indeed, it's good to be able to practice hacking on console-only titles as well, but I think it's very important to show how I'm able to actually do this hacking in the first place, because there's very little open information out there on how this is done. And so what I want to do is I want to do a number of videos, one a sort of main tutorial to show how character values and such work, and how you're able to actually hack these characters in the first place. And then I'll probably do individual videos for any requested games to show explicitly how I was able to hack those characters, and more importantly, how I was able to understand certain character values in the first place. And I'll do an extensive either video or series of videos on how to find out character values in the first place for hacking. But I think that should turn out really well. One last thing is that in terms of console titles, I'm only really going to be able to do games up to the PS1 N64 era currently. In the future, I will get myself a better computer, as I think I've said a couple times before. But that's basically the amount that I can do now. But if you want me to cover a particular game which starts on one of those consoles, and then do the rest in the future, then that's perfectly fine as well. And that's about it. I mean, if you've got requests for console-only titles, if you've got requests for tutorials for hacking on particular games, do just say, yeah, it's no problem. And yeah. I mean, thanks for watching. It's been great doing this already, and I hope you keep with me in the future. I hope you keep watching and enjoying this stuff, and I hope you keep especially interacting with the channel, and just kind of helping me to be as thorough as I can with the majority of these videos. So thanks so much, guys.